Hello, everyone. This is me again, Aisha Yesufu. Uh, I'm shocked. I'm really beyond shocked. Just this morning, my husband was saying to me, "Oh, there's been another kidnap. Did you know about it?" I was like, "What kidnap again?" Apparently, it's the 84 or 74 students were taken away from Islamia school, and whether yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was a bit limited on social media yesterday. I just went in. I was quite busy doing some things, and just seeing the fact that students have again been taken away, this time from an Islamia school. So what the terrorists are saying, that, oh, it's only Boko, that it's haram, it's not it. And here we are again. And the question I'm asking, when is the president going to resign, or when is the president going to be impeached? Are we going to sit down and continue like this, everyone becoming a victim? A lot of people have been paying ransoms. People have been taken away from their houses, and now the bandits have gotten brazen, and they've gotten to a place whereby right now what they're doing is that they're picking children from school, and then of course something got to exchange one way or the other. And what are we setting? What kind of precedent are we setting with this thing that we're doing? What kind of message are we sending to the terrorists, where they pick our children, and then we go and meet them? It may be money exchange hands or whatever it is that happens, and then that's it. Nobody is going after the terrorists. Nobody is going after them. Nobody is fighting them. Nobody is putting them down. It just seems as if Nigeria has folded its arms, and there's no military, there's no commander-in-chief, there's no chief of army staff, there's no chief of naval staff, there's no chief of air staff, there's no chief of defense staff, there's no NSA, there's no DSS, there's nothing. Oh, there's DSS when it is time for protest. DSS are very good at picking up people and preempting them and saying that they're going to bring down the nation by protest or the other, but DSS are nowhere to be found when you need them to go after kidnappers, when you need them to go after terrorists, when you need them to go after bandits or whatever it is that they decide to rename them to make them look good. Where are the DSS? Where are the intelligence community? Where is DSS? Where is DMI? Where is the intelligence arm of police and all of that? We're spending so much money paying people to do this. In other countries, the people who are part of DSS, who are part of intelligence community, are usually the best. They go to universities. As soon as the best are coming out, they start recruiting them. They get them in. But here in Nigeria, what do we have? It's let my people go. It's man no man. It's nepotism. The last time we heard there were reports of recruitment into DSS, and the fact that such a humongous number of them came from the north, from the northern part of the country. When it comes to education, we are told the north is the educationally backward region, but when it comes to employment, it's no longer like that. And this is what it is now a matter of, is it my people? And this just doesn't happen in the north. Or there are certain also agencies where certain people from certain region, they will all have their people coming, and at the end of the day, Nigeria is suffering. Yes, it's suffering because you have a lot of dull people in intelligence community, and they don't know how to gather intelligence. All they know how to do is to wield their guns, is to harass people, is to harass protesters, is to collect salaries, is to feel good that they're DSS and they're all of that, and they do nothing. And guess who is suffering? The whole of us are suffering. The whole of Nigeria is suffering. This is not just an issue happening just in the north, because your money is being used to fight the war. When they collect the oil, they're going to give budget to military, give budget for defense. It's your money that is being used. So we are all suffering. Everyone is suffering. There's no one person who is not suffering. And then you wonder, what is the incompetent, clueless, corrupt, inept, and a failure of commander-in-chief still doing in office? The commander-in-chief went to his home state, Katsina, and on the night he got in there was abduction. It simply says that the terrorists know we don't have a president. The terrorists know that we have a relic, not a president, not a commander-in-chief. And I see some people who are so concerned about respecting the age of the president. Who would respect EP? I'm 47 years of age. I'm old. There are people that I'm older than with 47 years. Let's even say 40 years. A 7-year-old can call me out if I'm doing the wrong thing. If the only measure of respect I have that for a 7-year-old to respect me, or a 30-year-old, today I'm 17 years older than a 30-year, anybody who is 30 years old, if I do anything wrong, call the freaking hell me out. If the only respect that I have is that, oh, I will tell you that, oh, I'm older than you, I'm 17 years older than you, oh, you are 20, that means I'm 27 years older than you, you must respect me. That is bullshit to the BS, and it's as in bullshit. If that's the only the criteria I have for me to be respected, that's nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. If I have not done anything as a human being to be respected, then there's nothing to be respected about. And I see Charles Ogeolisa. How are you, Charles? Please stay safe. Please don't get yourself kidnapped. Muhammadu Buhari doesn't care. He will never talk about you. Your families will be the one that will suffer. And by the way, you said God forbid. No, God will not forbid, because the other people that have been kidnapped, they also pray. And like I always say to you, yesterday's victims were once survivors. Today's victims were yesterday's survivors. And tomorrow's victims would be today's survivors. The question I always ask is, who is next? And let me tell you something. Those who have been killed will not be killed again. The next to be killed are those of us who are alive. Who is next? Let me tell you again, that the victim card in Nigeria is going round, and it's falling on everybody. And also, being a victim in Nigeria is no longer a matter of if, it is a matter of when. You know, before you say, if you become a victim, no, it is when you become a victim. Because it is not a matter of when for Nigerians to be victims. The victim card is going around and is looking for whom to fall on. That's just a simple fact. And another thing also is that it is turn by turn Nigeria Limited. When this one is done, another one is done. When it happened to Buniyadi, Chibok didn't know it to be their turn. It became the turn of Chibok. Dapchi didn't know it to be their turn. It became the turn of Dapchi. Kankara didn't know it to be their turn. It became the turn of Kankara. Now we are hearing 74 students have been abducted from an Islamic school. I don't even in Katsina. I don't even know where that came from. So this is what is going on. And today you see a lot of people saying the North remembers. The North remembers. Why is the North not making demand? Is it because you have one of your own in power that it's so important that you don't care? The Father. Obianuju Demian, thank you so much for your prayers. Thank you. Thank you. Amen. 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 And God bless you. Where is the North? The North is sitting down and saying they remember. I don't even know what they say they remember. Half of the hashtag, half of the demands that come are always coming from the southern part of the country. And if you know me, I am one person who has no allegiance to the North and the South. Every part of the whole nation, we have failed ourselves. We are all the same incompetent citizens also who refuse to hold government accountable. So I'm going to talk about anybody. I'm a Nigerian from the South, born in the North, and I have no loyalty to any region of this country. My only loyalty is to Nigeria and ensuring that Nigeria gets the best that it needs to get to. So today, if it's going to be the North, I'm going to call out the North. If it's time to call out the South, if it's time to call out the Niger Delta region, I'm going to call out any region. And so for me, like my mom will always say, nobody wins in my court. It's as simple as that. I don't have loyalty to anyone, anybody, anywhere. My loyalty is always to the truth. And as much as possible, that's where I want to maintain. You might like me today, tomorrow you might not like me. It's perfectly okay. You might not like me today, tomorrow you might like me. It's perfectly okay. You might never like me. Fantastic. You might always like me. Fantastic. At the end of the day, the truth is the truth, and we must consistently ensure that we're always speaking the truth. And today I call on the hypocrisy of the North, and I say to you, shame on you guys. Shame on every one of the educated Northerner. And I say this without mincing words. For those who said they're going to kill me, at the other time, that was what I did in Hausa. A lot of people were asking, okay, what was it you were saying in Hausa? For those who said you're going to kill me, they're not born you well if you don't kill me. Please hurry up. Those who say they're going to slit my neck, please hurry up. Who is afraid of death? I'm a Muslim. I'm not afraid. We were brought up never to be afraid of death. The only thing that we are afraid of is the fact that we die not in faith. So that's why, like they say in Hausa, you know, when I'm praying, I speak 3 languages, so I'm always moving from there. Allah is the imani. That's all that matters. As long as I die in faith, and that's all that matters. Being killed, who cares about the world? I enjoy my life every day to the fullest, to the hilt. I don't keep anything for tomorrow, because as far as I'm concerned, every day is my last day, and I leave it to the hilt. So for those who are sitting down there, and it's Aisha Yesufu they want to kill, shame on you. Shame on every educated Northerner that has refused to speak up. Shame on every educated Northerner that is sitting down there and have refused to make demands, and have watched the people being killed and done nothing. And to those who are praising and still defending the incompetent, the clueless, the corrupt, the inept, and the failure of commander-in-chief and president that we have, double shame on you. Because the education that we have is not for us alone. It's for millions of others who are not educated. And for you to use your education and keep quiet because you want to support the president is from your region. Shame, double shame on you. A lot of people did not have the opportunity we had to go to school. They do not understand what governance is. They do not understand what it is to make demands. They are poor, and you know in Nigeria, when you're poor, you're faceless, nameless, and voiceless, and they are unable to do anything. But for those of you that sit down and all you can do is to come on people's social media and insult them, double shame, triple shame on you. The country is down. The president is failing. The president has no capacity. The president has not shown any capacity. He doesn't even sound like somebody who is lucid. And yet you come on, because for you, having a president from your own region is more important than the lives of your people. Triple shame on you. It's a sip, and wherever you are, you're the one that I'm talking to. And you must understand that the lives of the people must matter. When you sit down with your hypocrisy and say, the North will remember, oh, hashtag secure North. Why are you no longer doing that hashtag? What happened? What happened to the hashtag? Hello? What happened to the hashtag? Are you no longer securing North? Oh, NSAS has finished, so you no longer want to secure North. Where are your voices? You tell us you are the Kardashian state. Oh, it's time for election. You're all over the place. It's time for election. And what? Guess what? You're here, you're there, you're voting, you're showing us numbers, you're bringing millions. But when it's time to protest or make demands, you no longer have numbers. You no longer, you cannot even, even if you don't come out to protest. For those of you that suddenly say protest is haram, why are you not ensuring your hashtag is going around the world? Why are you not ensuring that the whole world is focused on what is happening, the atrocities that are being meted out in the North? Why are you hiding the fact that women, girls and women are being raped by these terrorists? They even come to borrow girls. Can you imagine the hypocrisy? We say we are Muslims. A good number of them say they're Muslims. Oh, this, that. Oh, they cover the body. Oh, this, that. But terrorists are coming to come and borrow your daughters and go and rape them and bring them back to you. Hello, what part of Islam is that? Is that Islam? That's not the Islam that I know. Oh, protest is haram all of a sudden, but during Jonathan, protest wasn't haram. Is that your brand of Islam? Do you change the rules as you go? Or is there something going on? Do you change the rules? Oh, wow. Oh, okay. When it's not a Northerner that is in power, there are certain Islam that are not on. And then when it is a Northerner that is in power, there's a different Islam. Is that what I'm being told? Can somebody tell me? I see somebody here. If you're on Instagram, I'm actually on 2 devices. I'm doing Instagram live and Facebook live. It's only Twitter. I'm not, because most time, you know, this, they always complain the sound isn't working. And I see one is saying that, oh, what are you doing on her page? Well, they're going to hear it. They're going to hear it. I don't blog. I don't mute. Whatever people say, I love dissenting opinions. Dissenting opinions are opportunity for you to look at things from a different angle. But we have to say it. Back to some of the things that happen. So the terrorists know we don't have no leadership. Nothing is happening in Nigeria. And of course, they're going to do whatever they want to do. The president went to Katsina, and on the night he went to Katsina, it didn't deter the terrorists from abducting over 300 students. I think they're saying 344 thereabout. It didn't stop them. They knew there was no security in that state. They knew they could do what they want to do. And I think this should worry every one of us. For those of you that are in Abuja and you think you are safe, I pity you. We are not safe at all. I see when they come and they are saying, I think Femi Adesina is said to be on TV talking about the fact that, oh, this bombing used to happen every day and all of that. Femi Adesina should just shut up. Just zip it. But then Nigeria is a country where people don't remember. In a few years, Femi Adesina will be done with government. Then he'll go and get a TV show and he'll be spewing all sorts of things. Nigerians will never call people to order. What do you mean by bombings used to happen all the time? Is it the bombings are not happening now? Is it a strategy? Is it something the government did, or is it change of strategy on behalf of the terrorists? They've decided to take over the hinterlands. They've decided to leave the cities for us and take over the city. Can you ask yourself, in everything that you do, that are you confidently confident that there's something the government is doing that has stopped the bombings? Or is it that the terrorists just decided to stop because they were doing something much better? They've gotten hold of the villages and all of that. They are ruling. People are paying taxes to them. We've ceded governance of certain places to them, and they are doing what they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it. And that's why you see that the president will come into the state, his hometown, and the terrorists will still go on and abduct. And the president, and the so-called president and commander-in-chief, is not even angry enough. I can imagine myself, Aisha Yesufu, as commander-in-chief of this country, and then I go to a particular place, and then the terrorists attack. In short, we will raise the whole ground. Let us raise the ground. How is it that Shekau still has the capacity to make videos? What is our Air Force doing? We will not go down there and ensure everywhere. We died there. But here we are, a whole commander-in-chief. Usha, what am I even talking about? Last year, the president went to Borno, and few hours after the president left Borno, guess what happened? Bomb went off in the same Maiduguri he had just left. And I was like, oh my goodness, how come the president will not send our military, our Air Force, even Navy, go down there and raise? Let me see you raise the whatever Sambisa forest, so whatever forest, so let's raise it down. There was nothing. There was not even single. And I kept talking. I think I remember I did a video on that. I talked about it on my social. But as usual, Aisha Yesufu makes noise. It is noise. It is later they come back and say, oh, that was what she was saying. We will continue to make the noise. We will. And guess what? He didn't do anything. So they know there's no precedent. And more worrisome, it's after the rescue of the Kankara boys, the interview with the president. First of all, they kept cutting the interviews. We're getting, for what I saw on the social media, I don't know whether there's a longer version, and please correct me if there's Obilo Anthony, na a do woman I be. We know they carry last. Pata we died there. Apart from say I be a do woman, agbede woman. Agbede, you know what it is? Agbede woman I be. Have for waiting now. We kukuma go die there. How you go person go just sit there, you can't become, the person will come be like coward. You pay for your own country. Imagine a Boko Haram, and then they put hand for our eye. How that thing they say happen. We get military, we get Air Force, we get all of that. This ragtag army, they come, they put hand for our eye, and our president sit down there like MU. Waiting now. Nigerians, they look out. They don't do anything. How? We go follow there. We go Resign. They know they fear face. They know they fear face. Now we they take do anyhow like this. So now we they take do people. We sit down here, they take us do people for our own country. Where we say we get military, we get boys. Where we say if we say make them go after Boko Haram, they go carry Sheka like this. Call Abuja. Put her for Igu Square. But you know what? Corruption no allow us. We get incompetent people. Better people when we go vote, enter office, we no gree vote there. We dey laugh. Guess who is laughing last? Who can't they suffer now? Now who can't they suffer? Not be all of us can't they suffer. I just say only one person go suffer the suffer. when they talk, I just say now only one person. No be all of us come, they suffer. You sit down. Now many people now, they no fit travel for Christmas. We born there. Now road you want follow, where kidnappers they don't car for there. They look for who they go take. In short, kidnappers no they buy Christmas goods. Now human being they take 2 Christmas goods. They will carry you, finish, you collect money for your family. Money where you don't say, where you don't they gather small thing, where you don't manage, don't buy some things. You can't begin to sell there because of say insecurity. All of us they feel it now. So back to, from time to time, that PG they should get some things where you want to talk. Now only for PG, now the thing they flow. Proper English, the thing know the flow. Get some craze where you want craze. Now for PG English, now the thing the flow. So back to what I was saying. So they were just these cuts. That was what I could see, and you could see they were just seconds of these videos of the interview that was done by the president with an NTA reporter. And by the way, one of the things that I've been saying to journalists is the fact that why are they not outraged that the president isn't speaking to them? Why are journalists meeting citizens and asking them for solution when they are supposed to meet the people in office and say to them, what are you doing to protect the people? What are you doing to govern the people very well? What are you doing to ensure that there's good governance, accountability, and transparency? Where are all of these things? And so this little video, seconds, was probably moments of lucidity that the president had, and those were the things that they could use. But in that video, the president said something that was quite instructive. Read fake news, misinformation, fake news, all of that. The president said he was congratulating the military and saying to the military that they did a good job and that they encircled the abductors and they got the Kankara boys out. First of all, the military weren't involved in the release of the Kankara boys. So why are our media not taking this on? Why is the president thinking that the military telling us the military when it wasn't the military that was involved? It was Miete Allah, which is another story on its own, another issue on its own. So here is the president telling us that it's the military when we know it wasn't the military, and the president of course saying that the military encircled the abductors. So if you encircled the abductors, how come you didn't bring the abductors? So where are the abductors? Where are the kidnappers? Where are the terrorists? Where? So you encircled them, you got the students, and then you said to the terrorists, bye-bye, see you later, kidnap another set. Is that what happened? Is that what we're talking about? Is that what happened? Really? For real? Is somebody kidding me? Is somebody really kidding me? And the thing about Nigerians is that we think we have the patent to prayers. Oh, we are praying, so nothing will happen to us. Guess what? It go do you like magic. The people that it has happened to, you are not better than them. Every day, that's always my thought. And for me, I have what they call survivor's guilt. When something happens to another, I'm thinking, why was I saved? Why was I not the one that it happened to? So I'm always thinking that that's the reason why for me, I normally I don't watch TVs, I don't read newspapers, because when you see all of these bad stories, this has happened, that has happened, it spoils my day, because I'm always thinking, oh, that could have been me, that could have been my family, that could have been my child, that could have been my spouse or my siblings or my something or my friends. So it gets me off. So I rather stay away from watching all of this. It's even my being on social media that have really brought most of these things to my table. But it's important for Nigerians to understand that, look, sitting down and doing nothing, it's not going to solve any problem. You're not going to pray your way out of this. God has given us everything to be a great country. So sitting down and praying to God to come and solve the problem is the most foolish thing I can ever think of any one of us doing. Why? Because God has given us everything to solve, to be a great nation, and God will not do for us what he has given us the capacity to do. Ife Diora Jonathan, you're still on a appointment. Oh my goodness. So in 2014, when I was talking, it was appointment I was looking for. Ife Diora, people like Ife Diora, I find them really funny. They speak from a point of transactional mindset. So for them, everything is about money. And it's really sad that some people can't think beyond money, because of course they haven't ever done anything for anyone without expecting payment. So in case you want to know, Ife Diora, Maina Muhammad Adam, of course, the 2023, and hope in the meantime you're not kidnapped. That's the most important thing. How many more people will be kidnapped before now and 2023? And like I always say to people, if you can endure it, by the grace of God, I can too. And back to Ife Ife Diora, I think one of the things you need to work on is to work on your financial independence. Appointment, who needs to go and be a work in an appointment? You think if I had an appointment, I would be here now doing this? I wouldn't be here doing this because I won't have the freedom to do this. I will have to be working for an incompetent president. More Aisha Yesufu. That's what we used to do as kids. We say, God forbid. Like this. You know, there was a time we used to do it 7 times. God forbid. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, I worked on my financial independence before I ever spoke on Nigerian issue, because as I grew up poor and I knew what poverty was, and I knew poverty mindset and how it can cancel a human being. And so the reason why you didn't hear me up until after I turned 40 was I was working on my financial independence. So I don't need any appointment. Nah, and they all know it. I don't do contract. I'm a market woman. I don't go to their offices. I don't call anyone. That's why I can look at any one of them and call them out. I'm not looking for patronage. I'm not looking for anybody to come and give me work. If somebody comes to me that they are looking for work, CV, I tell them I don't carry CV. Sorry. That's why I have my big mouth to talk. You see my mouth big and they use and wear. I know they carry CV go anybody office. I know they ask anybody for contract. I've never done government contract. I've never gone to anybody's office to say. So that's why I can look them in the eye and tell them all the things that I would like to do. So back to the incompetence of President Muhammadu Buhari, the cluelessness, the corruption, the ineptitude, the failure, the carelessness, the heartlessness, the insensitive nature, and of course, Allah have mercy, this nation. We're really going away, and we don't know we are going away. We are busy trying to get one thing or the other. Let me. Oh, somebody represented. Oh, yes. Jennifer Dasley Hill. Isako fully represented. My vote, oh, Mayana. Isako people, Mayana. Fully represented. And if you ever know an Isako person will look you in the eye and tell you the truth. We might not have much. We don't have much when it comes to material things and all of that. But when it comes to mouth and saying the truth, Emma hamena amegwe. Ogo lolo anagbona mahatugemo emahegweloro mami matonugemola. Whether they like it or not, they're going to hear the truth. We're going to say the way it is. We're not going to be mindful of what anyone is talking about or thinking about. It's going to be ensuring transparency, accountability, and good governance. And those are sacrosanct, and we must ensure that we get them. Today we have a National Assembly that does not even know what it is there for. And you know, I don't blame them. You know why I don't blame them? It's not we that ended up putting them there. And they know that the members of the National Assembly, or the legislative arm in short, know that the only reason why they got into office was because they belonged to APC or PDP. If they had tried to get into office using other parties, they wouldn't have gotten there. So their loyalty is not to you Nigerians. Their loyalty is to the people that gave them the party tickets. They know you didn't vote for them, because most of you decided that, oh, I don't want to waste my vote. I will give APC and PDP. We know, all the votes no waste. What is more wasteful than incompetence? They are in office, they are not doing anything. When we are being killed, they do nothing. See what happened in the NSAS massacre. See the way the Lagos State Assembly were all over the place, begging one man, practically doing the ballet to their baba, because it was their baba that gave them the ticket. It is not you that voted for them. You voted out of fear instead of out of conviction. Yes, I know you are good, but you are in another party. I don't want to waste my vote. I will give my vote to APC and PDP. See her now. Not be the APC and PDP, the National Assembly. We not feel impeach the incompetent president where we get. Not be then they there so. Not so now. Because you didn't put in the right people. People who came in, who were in other parties, that you saw some of them who have competence, character, capacity, who had empathy, who had patriotism, who had loyalty, who are innovative. You refused to vote for them. You said you were only going to vote those who you felt were in parties that have structures, forgetting that you are the structures. Many people forget that they are the structures. It's not about party. It's about you, the people. And if you do what is called protest vote, look for people with competence, character, capacity that will be able to give the Nigeria of our dream, you voting for them. When they get in there, their loyalty will be to you, the citizens, because it was you, the citizens, that voted for them. But right now, they know that it is not you, the citizen, that voted for them. So they're going to do whatever it is that they want to do, and that will be all. And you have to face the consequences of that being all. And that's it. Nothing is going to be done about it. And if we want to fix Nigeria, we have to fix politics, whether we like it or not. We have to fix politics in terms of having empowered electorate. We must begin to talk to ourselves. We must begin to learn about governance. We must begin to teach others. You see somebody who is frying akara, after frying akara, spend 5 minutes to try to enlighten her. The education we have, like I said at the beginning of this live program, the education that we have is not for us alone. It's for millions of others who did not have the opportunity to be educated. And so what we are going to do is to ensure that we educate them, we talk to them, we tell them, come down to their level. Don't be condescending. Don't be talking about it and be being come down, sit down. Mama, the woman they sell akara, look for stone, sit down for ground with her, gist with. After you go, if you go clean your clothes, nothing bad. Talk to her, because at the end of the day, her one vote will cancel your vote. And if she makes the wrong choice, it will affect you. So you need to have her enlightened to understand that that 5,000 they give her is not going to be anything for her to understand. You know, people don't realize the relationship between governors and their lives. So you need to get people to realize that her pikin wey dey house, wey never get job, no be witch, they do am. No be village people, they do am. No be enemy, they do am. Now government, the kind of people in government, because there's no good enabling policies for businesses to thrive, the economy is contracting, so nobody is employing, and it will affect our child. And you see all of these men of God, these religious rulers, they enslave people and they make issues that are normal. Okay, there's somebody here that said, until they kill 2 of my children. Look, let me tell you something. If God decides that my children are going to be killed, they will be killed. And I will not have any children. There are people who have given birth to 10 children. And if God says my children will not be killed, they will not be killed. So I know that. I've already left that to God. So for you to come here, for you to come here and come and be talking that, oh, my 2 children. I have 2 children. One is 22. One is 9. Oh, is it 22? No, he's not yet 22. He's 21, right? Oh, he's 21. He will soon be 22 anyway. One is 21 and one is 19. And look, life is life. If God says they're going to die before me, they're going to die before me. If God says I'm going to die before them, I'm going to die before them. But guess what? We would never be quiet. We will never be quiet because anyone threatens us. I was trying to get the name of the person who just said that, and I didn't get. Absolutely, Buhari must go, and Buhari needs to go. That's as simple as that. So back to what I was saying. So there's that need for us all to sit down and begin to educate people, to tell them what is going on, to let them know what politics is all about, what governance is all about. And we all have a circle of influence. We have circle of influence. Every one of us, our village people, you send money for them, you send money to pay school fees, you send, why is this, I'm saying the Instagram was a bit blurred. So you send money for people to pay school fees, you send money for people to pay health, but you never make the mass, you never talk to them about governance. And guess what? They'll continue to vote in the wrong people and continue to mount problem on you, because all of these things, sending money for school fees and all of that, that is what government is supposed to do. And like I always say to people, I don't want to help you. I want you not to need my help. I don't want somebody coming to meet me and say, oh, Aisha, please, my children have not been able to pay school fees. Guess what? I'm fighting for you not to have any need to pay school fees. If we had good quality education being given in our public primary and secondary school, who will go to private schools? There won't be any need. The government is supposed to provide good quality education at primary and secondary school level. It is university that people are supposed to pay. For me, our university education right now, it's one of the most cheapest in the world, whether we like it or not. And then we're doing this, at the end of the day, the people that we need to really get educated, where we need to focus on getting people educated at the primary and secondary school level, we've abandoned them. And people are getting low quality education. And then guess what? They get to university. Most of them don't even get to university. And then this low quality education is affecting us all, because the education at the primary and secondary school level are supposed to be for the society. So when you're educated, when they know you get sense for head, they know we use your head, they do bread. Many people where we get now, they use their head, they do bread. They don't know because they don't go school. So when you go school, when you have that education, then you'll be enlightened to participate in the community, in society effectively. And so university education is normally for specialization, and it's normally for the individual rather than the state. Yes, it's still good for the state, but it's more for the individual. And so you find out that a lot of countries, they focus on primary and secondary school education, and then make the university is quite expensive. And then you have people who are from indigent home, they are very brilliant. That's why you get things like student loans, scholarships, and grants, and all of that coming into play. And there are different kind of scholarship in terms of arts scholarship, academic scholarship, sports scholarship, and all of that. Our universities need to be truly autonomous, financially autonomous. All of this depends on government. It's almost a year now that students have been at home. I've seen some people who have been. Oh, that will be another video that I will do on the issue of ASU, and the fact that the Nigerian students normally. Students are the ones, they can shut down a nation, shut down an economy. But yet today we see Nigerian students, the association that is supposed to be fighting for Nigerian, the NANS, they are busy playing with politicians. In 2019 election, NANS ASU strike was going on. The president of NANS and the ESCO of NANS went to meet Buhari and told them they were going to give him 50-something thousand youths. And then somebody think that he's by insulting me that I will come out and make demands for you. Call your mom and your dad to come and make demands for you. I mean, they should love you enough to fight for you. Anyway, that's another. I'm one person. I never do anything because people like it. We like it or not like it. I don't do things because I want to please people. I do things that I'm convinced about. And if I don't want to do something, let me tell you something. I'm that stubborn. Nothing that you make me do that will make me say. If I'm not going to put my mouth on an issue, if you like, let the whole world put his mouth. It doesn't concern me. I've made up. I'm not going to. And if I'm going to talk about an issue, I'm going to put my mouth on it. Let the whole world be silent. My mouth alone, I will shout at the rooftop. And whether you like it or not, you will hear me loud and clear. That's what I'm a person of conviction. I'm not moved by what people think, how people will like. Who cares about whether people like you or not? Do I look like I need like? I love myself. I have enough love for myself. I'm not looking for anybody to like me. I'm looking to be with the truth. And for me, that's all that matters. You might not like me today. That's okay. Back to the topic that I was talking about. Where are Nigerians? If you do nothing, they will continue to kill us. And if you think prayers is going to get us out of it, God said, faith without works is dead. And God will not do for us what he has given us the capacity for us to do for ourselves. Humble King Cake, it's a pleasure seeing you. Well done. Amen, Princess Pauline Okoje. Thank you so much. I mean, although some people just come, they think they try to put terror in people or whatever. I'm not that one person. In short, Oga, the day I gave birth to my children, I already made up my mind. Even let me tell you the story of me having 2 children. Do you know how? I remember one time, then I as a child, I decided I was going to have 2 children. So when I had 2 children, and my parents were expecting more, like, no, I'm done. They were like, what is the meaning of this? Because in the whole of my family, nobody had ever said they were going to have just 2 kids. And here I was. I said I was going to have 2 kids. And my mom, but this one, that one, they talk. Not talk when they not talk for this word, do. My in-laws, so my parents, so my family, myself and my mother, like, it's 2 kids that we want. And that's what we are okay with. And that's it. And then at the end of the day, I remember one time a woman came and then she was like, how can you just have 2 kids? Blah, blah, blah. What if something? I said, what if something happened? Like, are you telling me that what if they die? I said, look, even if you have 10 children, if God said they're all going to die before you, they will die. So that's not an issue for me. So somebody coming in here to come and threaten that, my 2 children will be killed and everything. Come on, guys. Since the day I gave birth to them, that thing don't dey my mind. And I think I see Kemi Akambi. Okay, I think she's Kemi Adepoju now. I'm always listening that. Hi, Kemi. It's a pleasure having you here. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Kemi, we used to be secondary schoolmates. They were the brains, so those of that math and science and everything was so easy for them. The ficos, we no sabi book. We now noise, now we sabi back of class. Noise are looking for trouble. Now we sabi. Yeah, somebody is saying something here. I'll soon be rounding this. Yeah, I was born and brought up in Kano. So that's why I speak Hausa like a Kano. House, Haikwar Kano, Girman Kano, Hausa Kamar Jakar Kano. And there's not, and I grew up in a ghetto in Kano. So I know the North that a lot of people you see on social media don't know. And one of the things I always say is that in the North, there is a caste system, an invisible caste system of the wealthy and the poor. And nobody crosses over. Everybody stays in their lane. So they don't even know what is happening on the other side. It was when I got to university that I realized that there was enough that I knew about that most of those in the university didn't know about, because they grew up, the poor ones, they never went to school and everything. I grew up in a place called Kwana Hudu. For those of you who know Kano, it's a ghetto. People didn't even want to associate with us because they were mostly drug users, all of these Agberos, all those people who hawk, they are all it's the poorest of the poor place and very violent in Kwanatu. So I grew up in that way, and I was the first child of my family, and our first boy was the fifth child. And so I had to protect my siblings, and I had to fight even when I was in university. Oh, more come and see boxing. Hey, drug lots down. Wait till you get your trouser. Fight. And poverty is scarcity. When there's scarcity, there's so much fight. And so when people insult me today, people come and throw all sorts of, oh, you're a prostitute. You're like, come on. I heard all those things when I was growing up. We didn't have food to eat, so we ate insults as food. So there's nothing you're going to tell me today that you didn't tell me. And I knew what it was. When you were fighting, you look for the most thing that you can say to hurt somebody. It's not necessarily true, but you're looking at the words that will hurt. And so that's what we do. And sometimes families will fight. And so because there was scarcity, because there was nothing, and people fought a lot. And so that was something that I got used to. So even university, I had to protect my siblings. I don't look for trouble, but if trouble come, I grab her like lost fan. I think I need to go that there's an interview that I'm supposed to do, so I need to get that done and sorted. But I think it's really, 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 really shameful that as a nation, we have allowed our nation to deteriorate to this level, and the people are not making demands. People are just looking and thinking it won't be their problem. People's empathy is so expensive. It is only when they are affected that they know that they have to come out and make demands. And we cannot continue like this. The National Assembly needs to do the needful, impeach the president, or the president needs to, if he has any out of integrity at this moment, should be resigning. But I don't see him doing that. And the citizens need to come and make demands. Doing nothing is not going to solve it. Praising him to high heavens is not going to solve him. It's not going to solve any issue. The president was never supposed to have been voted for in 2019. He had already failed. You do not reward failure. When you reward failure, it worsens. And so 2019 was the moment he should have been taking a bit. Of course, people were like, oh, we are going to vote him, whether you like it or not. You don't vote now. Are they not, is the insecurity not affecting all of us? We will hear that now. We go hear that for body. Not only one person. Not only one person they hear that. All of us we go hear that for body and feel it. And it's really sad that we bringing up our children in this environment where lives don't matter, where people are being kidnapped anyhow. And the next question is, where is the next victim? Where is the next target? And just know that we don't have our security agencies aren't doing anything. We have Mieti Allah going to negotiate on behalf of the federal government, and you're wondering where are our security agencies that we are paying so much. They are more deployed to protesters. They use talks on protesters. They deploy security agents on protesters. And then here we are. If there's nobody to protest for any one of us anyway, wallahi, that's they go show us more. They go, yeah, we go suffer. You think that you are doing people, you are happy. Oh, protesters are being ahead. Now why did they go? They are being attacked. Let me tell you something. Most of the people that you see protesting, they don't have any need to protest. I can afford to sleep and not even look whether anything is happening. Sleep my own. Yes, if they can't catch me, they catch me. Most people you see there. And I see some people with, transactional mindset who think that, oh, they are looking for something. They are looking for money. They are looking for this. I've been in business for 20 years. I'm a market woman. I buy and sell. And let me repeat it if you didn't hear it earlier. Before I decided to speak on Nigerian issue, I had already gotten my financial independence. And for those of you who don't know what financial independence, because I teach financial literacy. Financial independence is when your passive income can take care of your expenses. What is passive income? Passive income is income that you make that you no longer have to work on. For example, you've already done the work and it's bringing in money. If you have a house that you're renting out, the rent from that house is passive income. So when you have a passive income that can take care of your expenses, then you know what? You're financially independent. You don't need to work. So you have time to do what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it. And for a lot of people who say that I don't have work, truly you're right. I really don't have work. I pay people to keep me unemployed. I pay people to keep me jobless. And so that's why I can afford to be on Twitter when I have to. Vincent Omo Osezua. Thank you so much. You will be greater than I am. You won't just be like I am. You will be greater by the grace of God. We need more people getting there. I think in the year 2010, I wrote 1,000 things. No, was it 100 things I wanted to achieve in 10 years? And one of them was to ensure that 1,000 people become millionaires. And when we are talking about millionaires, not in naira, in foreign currencies. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. And hopefully we'll come soon. Let's Talk Nigeria, people, hasn't been happening. We'll start in the next year because I've had issues with my throat and I needed to rest my throat, and that's why I wasn't doing it every day. But sometimes certain issues come up and we have to speak. And let's not forget, if you keep quiet, they will continue to do what they are doing. You can all stay in your houses and complain, and not come out and complain to those who are maltreating you, are giving you bad governance. Guess what? It will only be a matter of time before it gets to us all. And like I always say to people, there is enough inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un and rest in peace for every one of us. If we do nothing, they'll continue to attack. So it's in our interest to stand up and do something. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye-bye.